Hey, hello everybody. Super good morning to everyone. This is Kevin Chan here. It's 8:30 in the morning right now, bringing you live, from my studio. Right. So yes, the today's session we're gonna talk about the October, right? Yeah, the October month Qimen forecast. Right. So yeah, it's so fast we reached the month of October, which is one of the a bit more scary month of the year. Why? Because it's the dog month. So dog and dragon form a clash relationship. So this particular month is where everything dislodge and spill. whatever unhappiness that you have between dragon and also dog, whatever dispute that these two particular fella is having, this particular month they will ditch it out. So it is a bit of a unrest month for the year, right? So now nothing to scared about. Dislodging thing is fine. It's okay, right? So don't worry about that. So I can see that Kenneth, Keith, right? So Keith has just joined in. I can see that Karen is there, Cindy is around, Sylvia is around, right? So hey, morning to all of you. Right, so hopefully you guys are ready for this particular month's forecast. So this month is called a Fuyin month, at least the chart. Right, so Fuyin means that all the component it is at its original places. So later I will explain a little bit. Hello Angeline, how you doing? Right, so we'll explain a bit. Right, so the month of October start at 8 October, not right now. So you still got a few days to do a bit of a preparation. Right, so and this is the Qimen version. So we have already done the feng shui version already. We already done that one already. So right now we are doing the Qimen. So the next one is gonna be the Bazi version. Hello Lilia, how are you doing? I can also see Jocelyn is there, Michelle is there, Dimitri is around, right? So super good morning to all of you who decide to sacrifice your morning sleep and come into this session. Right, so now let me shrink myself down to the smaller version. Yesterday forgot to shrink myself down and no one noticed. It's fine, no worry. Right, so as usual, right, so getting in contact with me, 3 channel right now that I am running actively. One is the Telegram channel. Right, so of course the Telegram channel is where you'll be able to download stuff, chit chat with me. Right, so any sort of new information that I want to post, I will go to the Telegram channel to post. And then there is the old school newsletter. Right, so old school means that you like to read emails. Right, so once you subscribe to the newsletter, you will get emails. Right, so every time I publish anything, you get emails. So all these forecast stuff I publish inside the newsletter first, right? So if you want it much more earlier than the actual video version, right? So and the what we call the newsletter also is a little bit more explanative, right? So if you want that, please go there and do the newsletter part of it, right? So and of course also there is a community in Facebook, which is this community right now that you are looking at. Right, so which is inside the Facebook right now. If you haven't joined in the community yet, please come and join the particular community. So this will be the main channel that I'll be using to talk to you all, right? So and of course there's a YouTube channel as well where I will do a lot of the previous content that has already been completely dislodged, clash away, right? So I'll basically do that, right? So which channel you like, up to you, no problem at all. Right, so come, let's take a look at the month, right? So now before that is these are what we call resources. These are called resources. If you need to print your part, if you need to go and print your Qimen chart, right? So you don't know where to do or you don't have any specific software. Currently, I'm using Typing Astro, right? So they are basically the don't call sponsor, they are the supplier of the chart. For me right now, I'm using their chart. Right, so you can basically use that. So for this particular session, if you are completely new to Qimen, go and find out where's your destiny palace, right? So if you go and plot your destiny, you will find this little red boxes there which called destiny palace. So this one is your home ground. I usually call this your nationality, your passport. Right, your passport got a nationality, that's basically your passport. Okay, right, so that is basically the thing. So just remember this one don't change over your lifetime. So it's just a one-time remembering only, right? So you go and find out, you can start using Qimen in such a way. For those that are more advanced, every single boxes represent a different aspect in your life. So you want to know what is the impact of it into the aspect of your life, then you zoom into that. So we will talk about all the 8 boxes. Right, so now this is the month energy chart that's inside Qimen. So there's one energy chart that talk about the year annual energy. right? So then there is one that talk about the month energy. So the one that usually you would use, is basically talking about the hourly energy. So different layer of energy point there is, right? So this one is the month energy. So this energy is valid from the 8th of October to the 6th of November. So Qimen, a lot of time it governs your mindset. It governs your mindset, it governs how your mind basically work. So it work on that particular level itself, right? So if you take a look at it like this particular month, it is called a Fuyin month. A Fuyin month means that the star is at its own original palace, right? So this one we have discussed a little bit about original palace, right? We have videos in YouTube that talk a little bit about original palace, right? So we are going through all the 8 door, the original palace, everything is basically in YouTube. We can go and watch it as we reconstruct the database. And then also, if you can see that the top and bottom is the same. So you can see that, let's say the south, you got your Bing and Bing. Top stem is Bing, lower stem is Bing, and then you got your southwest, top stem is Kui, lower stem is Kui. You got your west, top stem is Wu, lower stem is Wu. So this is called a Fuyin situation. So those are called stem Fuyin. So you got your door Fuyin, you got your star Fuyin, you got your stem Fuyin. This is called full Fuyin, right? So the deity will never have any Fuyin, right? So the deity is not of earthly or origin, so they are not subjected to anything that is of earthly. So there are no such thing as deity Fuyin. Right, so this is called Fu Fuyin, right? So now in forecasting, Fuyin is basically labeled as not good because in forecast you are asking for progression. Right, so when you are doing a forecast, you are usually asking for progression. If I do this, would this progress well? Fuyin means that it will not move. That's basically what Fuyin means. So that's why in a forecast, Fuyin is basically bad one. But it needs to look at situation like this particular month. This particular month is a clash month, which means that a lot of things get dislodged, a lot of things changes, a lot of movement, a lot of things basically happening. And when you have a Fuyin in your Qimen chart, right, it's actually good. It slows everything down. It gives you time to breathe, right, while everything is happening. So this one you can imagine a few scenario. So you guys, for those of you who are very old school, Matrix. Right, Matrix, when they do the thing called bullet time, when Neo, try to dodge the bullet, that time when we see the crown. So the bullet is still moving very fast, but from the perspective of Neo, he can dodge the bullet because he can see the bullet coming. The bullet slow down from his perspective. Right, so or if you take a look at it, there is this game, right? So there is this game, they introduced this thing also called the bullet time. It's basically the game is called Agent, right? I'm not wrong, right? So again, right, when people shoot that time, right, you can basically slow everything down and dodge. That's basically called bullet time. Or it's like what we call, if you see the X-Men, right? The X-Men, then there is this scene where Quicksilver, right, where the Professor X mansion was exploding, and there's a lot of student inside who is unaware of the explosion coming. Then Quicksilver came, and then he just ran inside where everything just looked like it's frozen. Then he just throw all the student out and grab all the student, and then it's like it's nothing happened. This is the situation. In your mind, everything just look like it's frozen, but everything else is still happening outside. So this give you a breather to think what to do. So can you see that in this situation, Fuyin is good, right? Depend on situation. So there's no absolute good, no absolute bad in anything that you read. All are situational and circumstantial basis. All right, cool. So we're going to talk about all the 8 boxes and what are the potential, right? So if you do not like the content of any of the boxes, shift yourself to other boxes to use them. That's it. That's the simplest way I can tell you how to use this. Right, so you can physically shift yourself there, or in Qimen you can basically shift your direction. Shifting direction also can, which means that this is called shifting direction. Spinning around is called shifting direction. Changing room is called changing location. Right, so that is basically what you're gonna be doing. Right, so we are in the dog month. So the dog belong to the northwest. So we will start talking about it from the northwest perspective. Right, so then we will go one circle to talk about everything. So which means that if let's say that your destiny palace in northwest, right? So more or less whatever is happening in the northwest, it will affect your mindset. Okay, it will basically affect your mindset. So it will affect how you think of the situation, we'll call it think of the situation. It does not affect the real situation. Right? So it affects your lenses when it comes to how you see the situation. Right? So that is basically what happens. So now let's take a look at this particular dog, right? So if you take a look at this entire formation, right? So from a very junior level of assessment, you would say that, oh, there's a chief there, open door there, there's heart there, you know. It seems like it's a great formation. It's a very, very super good formation. It is, you know, it is a good formation, especially those of you who are looking for opportunity. Right, so those are looking for opportunity, or you know, like this one is called the person is confidently optimistic. Right, that's the situation. The person is confidently what we call optimistic. Bird, you need to go bird, right? So because if you are in a more advanced level, then you need to take everything into consideration. The fu yin on the qi basically means that you are a little bit on the stuck side. Right, so there are certain things that you have been optimistically sweeping under the carpet, which is the G earth, right? By the way, you sweep the dust under the carpet so that your house look clean. So you also manage to fool yourself that your house look clean. But for some reason, you know, your cousin come in, and then, you know, your little cousin come in, and then he flip the carpet. Oh, all the dust come out. Right. Okay, right. So it's time for you to clean up your closet. It's basically telling you that you have been hiding stuff inside the closet all this while that you have not been dealing with. Now is the time for you to deal with it, because why? Now your energy level is high, so you can go and face your, you know, worst case scenario, whatever that you put inside. So this one, you know, can be taken of, you know, probably you got some childhood trauma. Time to face your childhood trauma. Right, so maybe, you know, you were dumped by your girlfriend. Time to face the reality that, you know, that particular girlfriend is no more anymore. And it's time for you to do that reconciliation with yourself, you know, realign everything inside yourself. It will move you further in front. Right, so this one is basically, you can say that this is like the Pandora situation. Your Pandora box, you know, open, all the evil escape. The only thing that was protected back into the box was called hope. Same thing is here. It's time for you to open up the thing and basically see the entire situation. So this one, depending on what the hell that you have been hiding. Right, what the hell that you've been hiding. So if we take a look at the hexagram, now hexagram heaven is always been named as a very, very good hexagram, but in actual sense, heaven hexagram means that heaven also has let go of his hand, and heaven has put all his trust into you. You are free to reign, to do whatever you want to do. Right? Cantonese tin do mo ngan thai le. Right? God also don't want to look at you in this current moment. You go do whatever you want to do. Right? So yes, it basically tells you got the freedom to do whatever they want to do. So of course, if you do the wrong thing, then you will go to the wrong direction. So the great reward is basically called amplification. You go the right direction, it will amplify rightly. You go the wrong direction, it will amplify wrongly. Now, what is hiding inside? What is hiding inside your closet? What do you sweep under your carpet? Go and face that. That's basically this one. So if let's say that you want to go through the process of facing your dust under the carpet, all right, so the, you know, skeleton inside the closet, you can either shift yourself to the northwest of your house so that, you know, your mindset is affected by this energy, or at any particular corner that you are using, you forcefully back face yourself towards the northwest. This helps with the entire process. So of course, you know, what are you supposed to do? Face the thing inside your closet lah. That's what you're supposed to do lah. Right? So, you know, go and take out, you know, do your whatever, you know, do your resolution, or, you know, I don't know how, you know, have a big fight with your dad, you know, so you go and Zoom and talk to your dad. Yeah, you know, it's basically resolving the closet inside, right? So it helps a lot with the entire thing, because with the chief and the heart around, it gives you the confidence for you to do so. The open door allow you to be able to accept things that is basically happening. So if you want that effect, ta-da! You know, this is the palace that you want to use. So overall positive, yes, but depend on what have you been hiding. Right, so if the thing that you've been hiding is pretty brutal, then, you know, result may be brutal, Right, so we'll go the other way around. The other way around means that, you know, we'll go to the west side first. Right, so, you know, so west side, if you take a look at it, this one is all black. Right, so basically it's all black. You know, you can see that the snake is there, the pillar is there, the fear door is there, right? So generally, if you see this particular situation, is usually, again, right, on the amateur level reading, when you see all black, you say that, oh, this is basically not good. Not necessary. This is basically not good. Not necessary. This is basically telling you it's time to explore beyond your, you can call your comfort zone or your trap zone, right? So let's take a look from the what we call the hexagram perspective first, right? The hexagram, we have the mountain hexagram. Now, mountain hexagram, last time, well, we all explained the live door in Qimen, right? So if you have not, you can go and watch the video, you know, that talk about the Qimen live door, right? So the mountain is basically a secure place that you usually use to protect yourself, and also a lot of time is to hide riches. Right, so all the, you know, so you can see all the treasure usually is in the mountain. Mountain is also where the dragon like to sleep at the goal, right? So that's what they do. And when you talk about traveling, so it's talking about, you know, your mountain right now is pretty probably not very safe. It's time for you to travel out to look for things. Right, it's time for you to go out and basically, you know, what we call explore around. So that's why I say that, you know, it's a good time for you to take some unconventional approach. Snake is unconventional approach. A lot of people say snake is, you know, not good. Not good is also part of snake. Unconventional is also part of snake. So snake is not good, but there are not good stuff in snake. All right, so that's basically it. So a lot of people wrongly associate the, what we call the indicator with the meaning, right? So because too much English brain inside. English brain like to associate one thing with one thing. Chinese is associate one thing with many things. Okay, so that's the basic difference of it, right? So it allow you to go and look at the situation from a different point of view. So the Fu Yin for the Wu Earth and Wu Earth is basically telling you that your resources currently is secure. Your resources is not concerned. So which means that whatever that you put inside the mountain, when you come back the next time, you're still inside the mountain. No one's gonna touch it. So if that is the case, it's a good footing for you to go and explore stuff. Right? Correct or not? Right? So although, you know, you go into a situation whereby, you know, you'll be fearful, you know, because you've been hiding inside the mountain for a very long time. Right now, I'm asking you to exit the mountain. You'll be fearful of the situation. There's going to be a lot of miscommunication because why? Too long isolated in the mountain, when you go back out, right, you are disconnected from reality, which means that you don't know what the hell is happening in the real world because you've been hiding in the mountain. So right now, suddenly you go inside, right, it's like your worldview is going to clash with the external worldview. Right, so it's like, just imagine, you know, you are, you know, somebody who have never touched AI before. Right, there are such people. There are people who have never seen never fly an airplane before, right? So don't be surprised, right? Don't be surprised. Like for example, in China, 60% of people have never fly an airplane before. 60% of people in China has never fly an airplane before. So if you are trying to talk an airplane with these people who have never fly an airplane before, you know that there's going to be a lot of miscommunication, right? Right, so same thing, you know, you've been disconnected with the world for so long already that when you go outside, you try to integrate with the, you know, actual world reality, right? You're gonna find it to be very difficult, right? So yes, so the problem right now is that if you are still trying to remain stagnant, the longer you are in that state, the longer it is that you're going to be disconnected from the world, and the more dangerous your situation is going to be. You do not want to be in a situation whereby you are isolated from the world. So if you want to explore places and you don't mind the miscommunication and the uncomfort of exploring new places, this is the energy that you want to use. Right? This energy allow you to go out and face some exploration. Right, so can you actually see that there is a bit of a common theme coming up right now, is that it is actually telling you that, hey, the clash of the dog and dragon is gonna cause a lot of changes. Like for example, just now the Northwest, the clash is gonna unearth a lot of things that you have been putting behind that you think, you know, was hiding one. But it's okay, don't worry, you have the mental strength to face it. Like this one is basically telling you that the clash is gonna force you to basically go out and meet the world, and you would have a differentiation in the world view that you're having, right? So now world view doesn't really mean that world, probably, you know, your neighbor knows something more than you. That's all only, right? So that's the situation, but it's okay. Hey, it's a good time for you to basically what we call face this particular situation. So can you see that the Fu Yin situation actually give you room, right? That space. So it's just remember the Professor X exploding mention. Quicksilver can go in because of his ability. He's able to basically control the situation and bring everybody out. It give you that particular superpower, right? So let's take a look at Southwest. You know what happened if Southwest is happen to be your personal things, right? So if you take a look at it, you know, Southwest also generally is super bad, right? So your Puzzle Hour Dragon and Day is also Dragon too. Okay ma, Tida. The effect of a Grand Duke, right? So if you have a dragon, this year is the year of the dragon, you know, effect of a Grand Duke or is actually very different from an actual clash, right? Right, so should check your personal. Yes, correct. You know, Tida, this one is a Qimen thing. You know, check your Qimen direction. Right, so check basically is your Qimen direction. Right, so now if you take a look at it, right, so this particular time is okay. So the moon. So let's start with the moon deity. Now the moon deity is basically a deity of information gathering. The deity of information gathering, right? Its job is to sit quietly and observe, just like how the moon is, right? You know, the moon observe everything that is happening inside the planet Earth. It sits quietly there. It collect information, so it's basically an intelligence agency. Right, so if you take a look at the particular situation, it's basically telling you, you know, it's time for you to do a bit of an inward self-reflection. Right, a bit of an inward self-reflection and try to gather as much information as possible for this particular situation, right? For whatever that you're currently going through. So of course, when you're going through, you see the death door right now. The death door just simply means a very simple thing is that certain things need to be ended. That's it. Right? Certain things need to be ended, which means that when something ends, something new will start. That's all is the death door, right? So no later, you know, when we go through the specific Qimen door, I will tell you that basically the death door is where the entire farming activity ends. Right? So that's when the farming activity ends. It's just beginning of the autumn. Right? Beginning of the autumn is very difficult for you to do normal farming already. Right? So you only do farming between spring and also summer. So this is the end. So this is where you harvest everything, and then, you know, you store inside your grain, you do whatever that you need to, you know, keep the food safe for you to pass winter, right? So this is basically what the death door is telling you. So it's for you to take stock of everything that's happening. So the double kui water, right? So it's basically the heaven net 4 spread. Now heaven net 4 spread means that everything is covered. Right, everything is covered, so which means that no way to run. So this is 4 direction, north, south, east, west, all the 4 direction is covered, right? So you cannot basically run. Like for example, this particular formation is very good when you are trying to capture criminal, right? So when you are doing a reading and then you said, oh, this one is basically a capturing criminal type of reading, right? So the double kui is actually very good, right? Which means that all the escape direction has been covered by authority. There's no way that the person can run. Okay, right? So that is basically, so you can see that a bad reading is not actually a bad reading. We need to know your overall situation. So this one is basically, now the tough part is that you got too many ground to cover. That is the tough part. There is just too much ground that need to be covered right now. So you need to quickly see which one that you need to cut off. So the earth to officer means there's certain disciplinary thing that you need to build. So you have to learn how to discipline yourself. Right? If you don't discipline yourself, you know, authority will come and, you know, discipline you. Right? So if you are in a court case, this reading is not good. Tell you first. Especially if you're the one who's getting sued by people. right? So if you're in a court case, things like getting sued by people, not very good. And especially if the authority that's suing you happen to be a government, then you know your reading is pretty much not good already. Okay, right? So it depends on the things, right? So it's just for you to know that everything that is happening right now, there seems to be people who is, you know, concerned on the situation, right? So if your mentality, if your situation is saying that, you know, I really want to know how deep of a shit that I'm in so that I can systematically fix all the problem, right? So I can systematically know where to shut down, where to do, where to sit, all the problem. Then this is a good what we call a palace for you to be in, right? If only if you have the heart to take up the challenge of finding out what's wrong. So if happen that you have you are a auditor, or you are supposed to be somebody who was sent in to find out what wrong. You know, those people who go in and recover a company, turn company around. So this formation is good for them. So when they use this formation, when they go into the company to do the recovery, all the shit will come out. Everything will basically come out. So it's through everything coming out that you will be able to systematically plan how to fix the situation, or else, you know, you don't know where to start. I can see. So you can positively use any sort of formation, but it need to suit your situation. So that's why without your actual circumstances is technically very difficult for you to use this thing. So a lot of people is not very good to have anything. Does the DE have any significance? God and don't have at the same time. So God and don't have at the same time. But today we are not covering the DE part of the thing, right? So just forget about it. Right, so you just take the general circumstance of it is that this particular palace, if this is it, right? So you will start to find out that there's just a lot of things to cover, and you need to systematically cover the thing, right? One by one, you need to systematically cover. So it may take some time, but the moon is going to be assisting you to see the situation clearly. So without seeing the situation clearly, right, it's actually very difficult for you to get things done, right? So you like to face reality. This is the palace for you to go for reality facing. If you don't want to face reality, don't use this palace. Right, so let's take a look at the south. Now, south, you can see that everything is red color. Is it supposed to be everything is good? Maybe yes, maybe no, depending on how the situation is, right? So start off with the ping. The ping and ping basically mean a month noble rebelling officer, which means that people are not listening to you. Right. If you are a leader, then you know there is going to be somebody else who's going to come up and challenge you, right? So the situation is here, right? This formation is very good for somebody to shine, but you are outshining your boss. So now what happened when you're outshining your boss? I don't know. It depends. In the olden day, if you try to outshine your boss, the things that are going to happen is that your boss will murder you. That's what happened in the olden day, right? So a lot of people, you know, are very innocent, you know, things that, you know, people won't kill people. But no, in the olden day, assassination is very common in the olden day. You do something that not like like the emperor, they just chop your head, very simple on him. You try to do anything that threaten the nobility, you know, the what we call the power of the emperor, right? What they do, they just chop your head. Not only they chop your head, they chop your entire town and entire family. 豬狗族呢, right? Now you get cold storage by the boss. Correct, that will be the situation. So just remember, right? If you're going to outshine your boss, you better be ready that, you know, I will not require the boss assistant anymore. You have to be ready with that. Yes, you know, yes, entire clan. Cleanse your entire clan. Yeah, they literally burn your entire village. Alright, so it's that is like that, right? So now if you want to get famous, this is going to be the palace to use. But when you get famous, that time you need to know that you'll be dislodging from the original place that you are in. The original place that you are in is not going to be happy with you. That's all. So, you know, if you think of it is, you know, I don't need this guy anymore, then, you know, it's great. All right, nothing happened, right? So this one you can see. I don't know whether you guys know, alright. So you can go YouTube and basically find, you know, it's like Stephen Chow, 周星馳咧 right? So the one that do a lot of happy show one, right? So he is basically, before that is what we call Hyung Wah Kyung. So that is the Tribe gang in Hong Kong, right? So that's basically the owner of Tribe gang. So by the way, the entire Hong Kong in what we call movie industry is basically owned by different Tribe gang. They use the movie to launder money. Okay, right? So it's well known already one. Don't worry about it. You can go YouTube and check. Right? So it's that situation also. One day Stephen Chow, he is famous enough already. He moved away from this particular movie production house and try to produce his own movie. Right? So at that point in time, right, the Tribe gang member said that whoever assists this fella, right, which means that you are fighting with me. So no one actually dare to assist Stephen Chow at that point in time. So you can get into those kind of situation. So if you're trying to get famous, you be careful of that specific situation, which means that the other party that you dislodge yourself from. So you can see all of it is talking about dislodging. Dislodge yourself from that particular agreement. You might have the problem of need to face with a tantrumy little boy who has resources. Right, so this one, of course, you can imagine, those rich kid, in kampong. In kampong mean in a small little town, in small little village. Kids not able to buy football. One rich kid, father buy football, so he bring football to the football and play with people. So when the kid lost, what the kid do? Take the football and run. Oh, I don't know, friend. You're gonna have that situation. Right, so if you don't know how to manage this sort of situation, then just be careful of who are you stepping with. Right, you're gonna overstep your lot. You're gonna be careful. Point of what you call the redeeming point of this is that you would build your own following. Right, so you can see it's basically on fire. Fire basically means exposure. Your exposure, although it will outshine your whatever you want to call employer, your boss, whatever it is, but you will create your own personal following. So now question, is it worth you do? Does the word hero mean much, either succeed very much or die standing? The hero doesn't actually mean anything. Again, right, so don't worry about the Chinese word that they chose, right? Don't worry about it. It doesn't really have a specific meaning, but it has a group of meaning. When you talk about hero, right, it's basically a high visibility, it's just like hero, right? Just like hero, right? So, now either is one, hero is somebody that you worship. Hero is also usually somebody who died first. Being your own boss, what is the situation? Being your own boss. Vicky, there's no such thing as being your own boss. You are always being supported by some people. Like you're being your own boss, right? You might have one customer that is a bit more important, or you have a cluster of customer that's more important. So you're outshining this cluster of customer might feel like, it's like the situation whereby, you are with all your friend, your colleague, then suddenly you are promoted to become their boss. And you know what they usually say? Oh, last time you friend with us, right now you don't know us already lah. Right? Cantonese you're gonna have that type of situation. Your customer also is the same. Oh, when last time when you were small that time, right? So we supported you. Right now you big already, you forget about us already. You would go into that situation, Vicky. So you need to ask yourself, is it okay or not okay? Okay, that is the repercussion side of it. Right, so this one need to take a look at whether your vision is good or not. If your vision is good, all right, you have outgrown this particular fella. All right, so what to do? Right, think of it. Now overall, I say it's positive one. This one, it's just that need to take a look. That's also same thing if you are the employer, you got this one. So certain people inside your organization may outshine you. Are you okay with people outshining you? Some people are just not okay with it, man. Right? So again, they are like little child, throwing tantrum. Oh no, cannot. Okay, don't want to play with you already. Some people is like that. But if you are the type of person who is basically okay with it, you outshine me, good lah. right? You outshine me good, which means that, I'm working my, and I know how to work out an arrangement whereby both of us is, good. Then we are okay. Then no problem. Okay. Right? If not, it's gonna be very difficult. Like for example, those that are okay one, right? I don't know. You can go YouTube and go and watch this thing called PayPal Mafia. PayPal Mafia. Yes. PayPal is like this. When they are doing the PayPal thing that time, right? So you guys know that Elon Musk was actually the first money that he made was actually from PayPal. Right, so yeah, first one is actually from PayPal itself, right? So what happened here is that the bosses of PayPal, when they see certain what we call employee is doing very good, right? The bosses of PayPal do this one, hey, I give you a bunch of money, right? You go out, you open another company. I kick you out of the current organization. I will invest a certain amount of money with you. You go out, you open a company. They are okay with that. Right, they are completely all right with people outshining them, and hence they have all these particular company, all these Google, Facebook, a lot of this particular company, they have invested into the founder, so that's why they have a lot of money, right? So that's why they call PayPal Mafia. Go and watch this kind of YouTube. It's very informative, right? So come, let's go in and take a look at Southeast itself, right? So Southeast again, all black. Right, so a lot of time when you see all black, right, it's all black, you don't like it. You don't really like it, right? So this one, the situation is you need to be very strategic with the thing, right? So now, especially when the assistant star is there, mean that there's going to be a lot of information exchange, right? A lot of information exchange. So you might find out certain information that you might not like, right? So this is like the revelation. Suddenly find out certain things that you not like, because why is attached with the tiger. Tiger is always talking about aggression, extremism. So you will find some extreme information, certain information that goes against your belief, right, will basically surface, right? So now, can you take it or can you not take it, right? So because the hexagram is a wind hexagram, wind hexagram means that things is gonna spread super fast. And it's also double sin grand heaven fu yin, right? So grand heaven fu yin, when you have the double sin situation, a lot of the things that's happening is usually very, very selfish. Right? So which means that there are people who will spread certain information and certain news that is of selfish nature. So positive side, you will find out things that you normally wouldn't find out. The world is like that, right? So now you see, a person normal circumstances that you just want to hear things that you want to hear. That's how normal people work. Right? So that's basically how your brain works. By the way, your brain is gonna zero out all the known relevant information. It will only give you information that assists you in your survival. That's how your brain works. Right? So right now, this situation is that you will get more than enough information. Right? So you will have all the particular information that's required, whether you like it or you not like it, right? So, and if there is any spreading of bad news, it will spread very fast and very aggressively. So that's why you need to learn how to manage information. Information management become very, very important here. You receive information fast, other people also receive information fast. So if you are trying to spread rumors, for some reason, I don't know why you want to spread rumors. If you're trying to spread rumors, this is the best sector to use, the best energy to use to spread rumors, especially your rumors is completely false. Right now, the rumors is correct. You try to spread facts, also it's going to work. It's also going to work first. So it helps with aggressive, fast-paced spreading of information. So if you want to do that, that is it, right? So now negative, positive impact depending on the quality of question, that is it, right? So same thing with the other way is receiving of information is going to be super fast. Can you take truth or not? Cannot. I would say avoid this, because most of the thing that you're going to listen to is going to be on the heavier on the negative side than on the positive side. Right? That's how people like to spread negative news more than positive news one. Yeah, right? If you take a look at newspaper, right, how many pages is good news? If you spread good news, no one read the newspaper one. You have to spread bad news. Bad news, more sensation, the bad news, the more better. right? So like recently, you know, the pothole right now, you know, sinkhole right now is very hot in our society in Malaysia, right? So the other day, KLIA, which is our airport, and so you know, also got sinkhole. So would you like to read that, you know, KLIA small sinkhole fixed already, or you want to know KLIA sinkhole aeroplane go down? Right, so that's sensationalized thing, but sensationalized thing, you know that it work better. Okay, right? So you know that we go on the east side. East side, like no redeeming factor. Everything is basically, you know, the all are black color, right? So whoever has their Destiny Palace on the east side, you're a gloomy little fella this particular month. You're super, you know, gloomy, right? So you get to understand the dark side of the situation, right? So now this one in Ever de Bono is basically called the black hat. It's a black hat situation. Now again, just be understanding first. There is nothing wrong with black hat. There's nothing wrong with being doom and gloom. In actual sense, is what doom and gloom is what prepare you for your survival. Yeah, a person actually doesn't become better when the situation is good. You become better when the situation is bad. When the situation is bad and when you know that what need to be fortified. Okay, this is what you need to be fortified. So this one is basically telling you that, you know, there is a big room of fortification. So if you take a look at the hexagram, so thunder to win. Now thunder means surprising. So thunder usually is very fast. Is at the moment, right? So that's basically thunder. So we usually name this as surprise. And wind is basically your interaction. So you can see wind, right? When there's anything that's blocking the path of the wind straight away change on. Very subtly change, right? So the wind can change direction at anyone. So you also have very strong response times to the entire situation. So whatever that suddenly pop up, you also is able to respond it, you know, at the fast. So, and more importantly is that the tortoise usually is telling you that the situation is not true, right? So the tortoise is always situation not true. So the entire destruction and harm that is happening can be a blessing in disguise, right? It may look like a gloomy situation, but it's actually trying to prepare you for something else. So it's a package as given to you. So of course, you know, I'm just trying to make the entire thing a little bit more nicer to you, right? In actual sense, this combination pretty bad. Right, so for those of you who Destiny Palace in the East one, it's going to be a very negative month for you. But at the same time, you also will develop way to respond to negativity in a more faster manner. So here's the thing. Develop your negativity respond in a more positive manner. This is what you can control, right? You cannot control the negativity, but you can respond to it in a more positive manner. Cool, right? So then you got your northeast, right? So you got your northeast. Northeast is all red, you know, all red, and all the money indicator, which is the ambassador, the life, the earth. These are all money indicator. It's all in this particular palace. So you know, for those of you who are crazy for money, this would be the palace to go. This is the palace of choice that you can basically use. You want to go this particular palace, you know, this is the palace that you should be using, right? So this one is called a window of opportunity. Basically is open to you, but a small window, slight small window, right? So you know, it basically open to you, right? So this is if you're going to treasure hunting, you are going to treasure hunting means that, you know, you guys got watch those Indiana Jones, right? So where the door open for a while, then it start closing back one. Then you need to be, you know, the one that go like woo, like this, and then you need to slide yourself down the door to go. It's that situation, right? So there are access to riches that you can be, but the opportunity is very, very small, right? So there may be small little opportunity to tell you that, you know, hey, you know, there's this investment, you know, that we're gonna do, right? So you want to go and do or not, right? So either use the sector or you back the direction can. Either way also can do. Right, so use the sector is always better than backing the direction, because you can go to the sector and back the direction at the same time. So which means that it gives you compounding effect. If for some reason you cannot use the sector, Right, so this one work even if you are outside. You do not need to be in an encompass situation. This is not an actual feng shui thingy. Right, you can basically go. So of course, in the area backing the direction, the effect to your mindset is going to be much more higher. Right, so you want to improve your sensitivity to opportunity, right? So this is the palace to go. Now overall, I said that this palace is basically pretty okay. Right, so as long as you love money, I think you should use this palace. Okay, right, so don't get yourself looped into minor detail, right? So because a lot of people, especially those that are a lot of suspicious, right? Now the key point here is that when opportunity arises, you ask yourself, if I lose this money, anything happen to me? If nothing, go in. Consideration very simple only. You can afford to lose the money, go in. Simple enough lah. You lose the money, nothing happened, right? So it's like, Bitcoin very long time ago, right? People ask you to buy, you didn't buy, right? So right now it's like 40,000 of Bitcoin, right? If you can afford to lose 40,000 a Bitcoin, go in lah. If 40,000 is nothing to you, go in. Right? Last time asked you to buy, you didn't buy. Okay, can see right? So working table in the northeast sector, we're sitting back facing the east. Should I or should I not invest in the opportunity? If you are now again, right, your internal thinking does not affect the quality of the opportunity. But when you are backing the east that time, whatever you see also is doom and gloom. That's all. The opportunity remained the same. It did not change the opportunity. Qimen do not change external circumstances. It changed your internal world. Okay? It do not change the external circumstances. It changed the internal world. So when your internal world change, the way that you translate the information change. Okay? So again, right, like the Quicksilver that is running around, from the vantage point of Quicksilver, everything is basically in a frozen state. But from somebody who's outside, who's looking at it, the thing go kaboom like that. So different vantage point give you different way of looking at it, right? So in this particular vantage point, your brain is full of money lah. Good lah. I think it's good. To me, it's basically pretty alright. I don't see anything that is bad, unless you are the people who like to loop things around. Right, so North, my personal favorite palace. This is my destiny palace, by the way. Right, so you will take a look at this particular palace, right? Water to well. Water is basically one of the more high risk hexagram. Water is basically talking about high risk hexagram, because water, one thing is that just remember, water, you don't know how deep it is. Can't see, man. You cannot see the depth of the water. Right, so you don't know. So now need to take a look. Opportunity, heaven, man. This can be a very huge opportunity for you, right? But you don't know how much the risk you're gonna take. Right, so it is like it's like a boat, right? So it's like a boat reaching a newfound land. So when a boat reaching a newfound land, what happened here is that opportunity is big, no? You've just found a new land, right? But shit, you don't know what creature is in the land one, So today, if I say that boat go and Newfoundland, you cannot imagine anything. Spaceship. If you are, going for spaceship and then you just found a new planet, Star Trek, and then you beam yourself down to the planet. Do you know that the planet got what creature? Right. So alien, right? Alien. The entire thing is that there was a bunch of scrapyard people found a floating ship. Ooh. Opportunity, right? They will be able to salvage the floating ship for resources to sell. That was the entire idea in Alien. So you go into the thing, right? You don't know what shit you're going into. This is the situation. So you need to have the mindset that it's okay that you don't know what the hell is happening. So can you see that the hexagram is changing from water to well? Well mean that you need to go and do some information gathering. That's all. There's stuff for you to learn, which is normal if you go to the if you go to a new place, right? So there's stuff for you to learn, which is normal law. Okay, right? So now what you need to do is that you need to slow yourself down, not to move right? So which means that, let's say, translate to, right? So this particular clash that is happening between dog and what we call dragon will open up the landscape whereby there's going to be a lot of opportunity that's basically going to be present itself to, which is good. Right, so company will die, you know, things like that, right? So you'll basically be able to launch yourself. But at the same time, when you go inside, you also don't know what the hell you're getting yourself into. Oh, it's ding ding okay, ding ding okay one. Ding and ding is okay, it's fine one. Right, so for the month of September, same as October, whatever it is. Right, so now you can take a look at that, right? So this is the situation that you're in. So the earth open up, right? So seems like volcano explode, so a lot of situation here. Volcano explode, then suddenly a new island is formed. The underground volcano explode can form new island, right? New island is in form right now, right? So now the new island, you want to explore the new island. So you don't know what is inside the new island, right? So maybe Kong is there. You don't know. You have to go and explore the particular island. So the entire idea right now is that a new world, big possibility, heaven, big possibility is presenting yourself. You have just found a new land, a new world, a new planet. Question, you don't know what the hell is there. Move slowly lah, that's all anima. Right? Move slowly, gather information, find out, move slowly. Great. So if you try to move too fast, done lah. Right? Is that like that only ma? So move slowly lah, that's all. Right? Is it difficult? No, it's not difficult. It's pretty simple. Right? So this is all your 8 direction. Right? So 8 specific direction, basically that is all. Right? So again, whichever energy that you want your mindset to align to which level of energy, use that particular palace or you back that particular situation. And of course, your activity need to be matching with the things that you want to do. Then only you'll be able to produce result. So like, for example, if you are backing the Northeast, because it's like, I want to look for money-making opportunity. But then you are scrolling Netflix. You probably will find some money-making activity in Netflix. Like, for example, you write review for Netflix show that you see. A lot of people pay for it. So I found some channel in YouTube, specifically the fella just do review only. Right, so yeah, I know. So comic book. Right, so comic book, right? The entire series, they finish reading the entire series. They will do a documentary on the entire comic book series. A commentary on it, this one talk about this one talk about it, they'll basically do that. You see, you buy comic book, you read, then he change it into a commentary. He's making money in YouTube lah. Yeah, why not? Cannot do man? Can. Right, so there's a lot of people who read books and then they do commentary on books. Make money on YouTube. Got people like me don't have a lot of time to go and read line by line. Pop 10 minutes. I know what the book is talking about already. If I'm interested in the book, I buy the book and read. That's it. Simple enough. Right. So those are how you make money. But you guys understand now is to align your activity, align your objective with the energy signature. Right. Then you are mentally, physically, action all aligned. Okay. So that is where magic happens. Right, only got the mindset, no action usually doesn't really work. Right, so like for example, if you're going for the south, right, if your entire action is not to stand out, you're not ready to smack the hell out of your boss, then don't. I want to be famous, but you're not ready to stand out. You refuse to stand out. You cannot handle standing out. Then don't. What's the point of having the mindset of wanting to be famous, but all your action is not there? It won't happen. Then you're going to say, yeah, it doesn't work, man. I was manifesting for being famous, but all your action is got nothing to do with being ready to be famous. Doesn't work. Yeah, all right. So that's it for the month of October. Right. So hopefully you guys can find some energy signature that's good for you to use. And use the energy signature for the benefit of yourself, to upgrade yourself, to move yourself forward. Right, so the next one that we're gonna have is basically the party. Right, so party is on the 28th. I don't know, a bit two more days to go. I forgot. Right, so that's it. Right, guys. So see you guys. Bye.